Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, now, today, as of today, there's a couple of news updates, and I found this article on it where it says here, Google and Facebook, all right, will be setting up dinner dates with Vanessa for employees, all right, at U.S. offices. Okay, and the main point is that the trend, okay, has started now. Uh, um, De Blasio, all right, recently came out, and not only him but others as well, and started saying, hey, they started telling these private businesses. Well, first they started saying, we've tried the voluntary stuff, we've tried the nice cop. Now it's time for the the good cop, bad cop. It's time for the mean cop, the bad cop, right? It's time for the stick. And so they were calling on private employers, to start setting up these dates. Okay. And then they started, setting up dates themselves for state employees, and even now on a federal level. Okay. Which, now that you have Google, you have Facebook, you also have Netflix, all right, amongst others that are going to soon come out. And what you're going to see is a flood. Okay, because it only takes one, two, and then the trend starts, and a flood of, private, okay, employers, private businesses, okay, private companies are gonna now start doing this because it's not only a thing of, oh, okay, everybody's doing it, but let me do it as well. But it's also a thing of if everybody else and all these other big companies are doing it and I don't do it, then what I'm saying, in terms of um, competitiveness, competition wise, you have certain stores that are in a particular field, all right, that may be competing with other stores. Okay, and maybe another store that might set up these dates and say, well, if you don't have it, if you ain't met her yet, you can't work here. They might have more people feeling comfortable to go there, and so another business that might say, well, we don't want to mandate it, they might be losing, in terms of competition wise. So there's many factors that play in as to why these private businesses and these companies and these stores will follow this trend, as Google and Facebook have already started. Okay, and it's only going to go forward from here. You don't, how do you reverse something like this? Okay, so I'm just going to read a bit of it and get a couple of scriptures because we're at that point where we're seeing, all right, that tribulation coming closer and closer. Okay, it's no longer looking out. No, it's here, and we can all see it. It says, even under here, it says Google said Wednesday, which is today, it would require its U.S. employees, all right, to have met Vanessa before coming to work. Facebook followed suit shortly after with a similar announcement. You see, and as we can see, this is all leading up to Marcus's grand entry. All right, which Marcus is referring to that Mark. All right, M-O-B, M-O-T-B, however you want to call it. And as we know, Vanessa is referring to, this thing right here. So we know this is all leading to Marcus's entry because if you look at the type of restrictions and policies or the setting in which Marcus is going to make his entry, that's what they're setting up now. You know, this is like the forerunner. Okay, and now we can see it. Now it says Google and Facebook will require U.S. employees to have met Vanessa against, whatever they know. You can see it. All right. I haven't thought of a name for that, but it says before returning to a company's offices, the tech giant said on Wednesday. And now here's the thing: they tell you that you need to do this before coming to the office, but then they'll tell you that you need to come to the office. They'll tell you you don't have the option of um, working remotely anymore. You know, because you don't know whether they're being funded in the back, for pushing this, or they're being threatened, all right, for not pushing it. So it says in a blog post, Google CEO Sundar Pichai, if I'm saying that right, said Vanessa's date would apply to its U.S. offices in the coming weeks and would be required eventually for other locations. You see? Meeting Vanessa is one of the most important ways to keep ourselves and our communities healthy in the months ahead. In the months ahead. So you know already, all right, what they're planning. They're planning to go full on Draco, all right, full on draconian on those that still after these pre-mandates, all right, these pre-draconian mandates still don't want to comply. They're gonna get real harsh, man. Okay, because as it's been written and it's been prophesied to happen, we're just seeing now how it's manifesting. You know what exact events are leading to these prophecies that we've been speaking of for so long. It says shortly after Google's announcement, Facebook said it too, right? It too will require anyone coming to work at its US offices to have met Vanessa. All right. How we implement this policy will depend on location or Slovakia, local conditions and regulations. We will have a process for those who cannot meet Vanessa for medical or other reasons, and will be evaluating our approach in other regions as the situation evolves. Lori Goller, Facebook's vice president of people, wrote in a statement. See? So notice the only sort of exemption, in a way, if you can call it that, was dealing with medical reasons. All right. But how long before even that gets dealt with? And it says here, oh, shoot. Oh, would you look at that? All right, look at this. I'm just going to jump down and read this and then we could come back. It says, Pichai also said Google would push back the return to office date for most of its 144,000 employees. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. All right, 144,000 right there on the spot, not 1,001. All right, but 144,000 employees. Very, very interesting. It says from September to mid-October. Oh man, that's spiritual, man. As the Delta variant of the the CV spreads. All right, other tech companies have announced similar delays. So they're gonna push back the return to office date. All right, for most of its 144,000 employees. It's very, very interesting. So it says so far, other major tech companies, including Apple and Amazon, have declined to set up dates with Vanessa. Microsoft, in a note to employees, said it will not require Vanessa to enter workplaces, but top company officials recommend employees receive the shot. Now, here's the thing. We're not falling for that. You know why? Because these companies now, and these people and these same people that said no, they wouldn't set up mandates, are the same ones who turned around and set up what? Mandates. So you can come and say, "Oh no, we're different. We're gonna be one of those that doesn't require it." It's only for how long until you do. All right. But anyway, all right, we can see all these things happening, and this is just the beginning of many more to come. All right, as Yahushua prophesied, he called this the beginning of sorrows. All right, this is just the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of entering into a time of chaos and tribulation. All right, wait till the major famines hit. See, everything is piling up now. All right before it hits. And yes, it will hit, and it will be nasty. All right, famines, those will hit, man. Inflation, these things are all gearing up, to all hit this place, all right, at once. And you people are not gonna have an escape. Again, that's why the scriptures say here, Matthew 26:41, watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. All right, which is important, applying that to us now, because as we're watching these things, we need to pray that we don't enter into temptation. Why? Because it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get trying. All right, because our faith is gonna be tried. And how is it tried? Through temptation. When you overcome temptation, when you overcome adversity, your faith is increased. All right, so we have to pray, because we know that you may be willing in the spirit, but your flesh is weak, meaning that's what's gonna make it harder for you to overcome. But you need to be prepared for that. Because Google and Facebook may sound far away. You may say, well, I don't work at Google. I don't work at Facebook. But this is not about that. It's about the fact that it's the trend that's being set. And just watch in the next few days, weeks, and months, all right, how society changes right before your eyes, man. Just watch. Okay? Watch. It's going to get bad, man. And it's going to get so bad, it's going to surpass your imagination. And you're going to wonder, damn, how the hell did we get here? Can they even do that? This is the book of 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. It says, there hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So keep in mind, the Most High is not going to put something on you that is impossible to get out of. All right, there's always a way out, but you have to be diligently seeking that way out and not trying to give in and take the easy way out. All right, even if it means losing your life, you have to seek the true path, which is serving and remaining faithful to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. That's the way. That's how you overcome the temptation. The Lord is tempting you to see, well, are you gonna, stay with me or not? Look at Job. The whole temptation of Job was to see whether he would forsake the Lord, all right, or not. Okay? There was no carnal way to get out of that. How do you bring back your children? You don't. In terms of, resurrect them right then and there, Job couldn't do that. But it happened to him, not so he can find a carnal solution out of it, but so, his faith could be tested. And there was a way out, and that way was him staying faithful to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. So whatever situation you're in, if you're looking for the solution, well, you're being tested, and the solution, the way to pass, is to have faith and not to break. All right, not to give in to the temptation, to stand by what you believe in. All right. And lastly, this is the book of Ezekiel 33 and 33. It says, and I'm just going to hit the point. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Now, what's that? The prophecies, the things we've been warning you about for all these years, starting with our elders and apostles on down. These things are going to come to pass, and they are coming to pass. And when they come to pass, lo, they will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. Then you're going to realize these men, all right, weren't bug outs. All right, these men, and I mean, you've had people that made fun of us, this, that, and the third, but now what? Now they're seeing everything we're saying coming to pass. So where's the joke now? What's funny? It's not funny anymore. This is not fun to scoff anymore, because now you're gonna start getting scared. Because we may say FEMA camps and you may scoff, but then when you see it, what are you gonna scoff at? When you're on your way to one, what are you gonna scoff at? I mean, what's there to laugh at? You're gonna be in a situation where you're gonna wish that you weren't in, but what do you do then? All right, this is like a wave, an avalanche, a tsunami. Okay, that storm that's coming straight for everybody. And only those that remain faithful to the Lord, those that endure unto the end, ultimately those that are of the elect, will be able to make it out of it. Okay, so prepare your minds, prepare your spirit, all right, prepare your faith for that, because it will be tried. All right, all of our faiths will be tried, and we just pray that we come out, all right, on the other side purified, all right, as acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay, which it goes for, men, women, and child, because we will all be tried. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying unto the elect. All right, the elect, in which you got this number in here. All right, so I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.